Hello there, it's Lars. Nice to meet you. I'm a fourth year student at the University of Aberdeen, studying philosophy and economics. And I would like to rob you of 20 minutes of your time because I would like to tell you the story of how I self published my first novel. So here we go. Um, so, first of all, I'll just say that I wrote this novel throughout my studies. I wrote it in 2 years. Most of it was during my fourth year, so right now. And it was very challenging, I would say. So, probably I would recommend it doing something like this maybe another time or during your summer holidays. But yeah, for those of you who are interested in writing, please keep listening. I might give you some tricks and ideas, maybe, of how to do that because I myself didn't know what I was doing half the time. So I had to learn a lot. And I would rather that you would spend your time less learning and actually more writing your own book because I had to research a lot and learn the hard way. So, yeah. So, first of all, how do you get an idea? So my book, which is called A Straggler Among Dancers, is about a guardian angel who, from the perspective of a guardian angel, who protects a person and then comes down to earth and learns our ways, how to be human. So so the guardian angel learns for the first time what a tomato tastes like, how rock feels like, all these sort of things, which excited me a lot. So, how did I get this idea? This idea I got on the way to campus. From where I live, I always have to cross or go next to the cemetery. And in our beautiful cemeteries, we have many statues of those angels, very tall. Back home, where I come from, we don't have those. So I was always quite mystified by those, and it made me always think about garden angels and how lovely they were. So yeah, one day I just went to campus, probably was late for one of my lectures, and yeah, suddenly I got an idea. Like, why not write or like have a story about a garden angel? Where can I read things like this? And yeah, at first it was just an idea. I just forgot it quickly. And then later on, maybe a couple of days later, I searched books and movies about garden angels and didn't find quite as many as I hoped so. So I was like, yeah, let's try to write one. And yeah, how did I do it? How did I start off? Because writing a novel is from 0 to 100, from scratch is really difficult. I mean, you open up your Word document or your writing program and you just see a blank sheet of paper. So how do you do this? Um, First of all, I did a lot of researching in the internet about writing, and I found that there are two types of writers, and that might help you in your endeavors, maybe in writing. There are those who plan, and there are those who just go with the flow. And I wasn't really a lot with planning, so I went with the flow. Um, and yeah, I just planned that it will be a book about a garden angel. The name will be this and that. It will be set in this city, and to have some restrictions. But then on what happens, you just have to write it. So you write a scene, and then you write the next one and the next one, and then you kind of see where it's going. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of good ideas and good instructions, but that's how it goes sometimes. You just write, let's say you write an essay for one of your courses. You have kind of an idea what you're writing about, but as further you go, the further you go, the more or less like the plan comes to be like you planned. So, yeah, you just have to write. My goal was to write 200 pages, which is roughly 70,000 words. So I kind of knew where the end was. And yeah, I just started writing. Didn't really know where it will lead. So yeah, most of us, or maybe at least I, had the notion of writing in the cafe, well dressed and with people around, bustling city, just very, very cool and very magical. But most of the time, I was in my pajamas, just drinking a Red Bull and just, writing at 2 a.m. in the morning because then I had time, other than writing for dissertation or other courses. So that was my piece, kind of, to um, just to write whenever you can and when you're comfortable. Everybody has their own space. The library we have, the Sir Duncan Library, um, was amazing. I mean, I went there, spent also many days in the summer to write it, and yeah, so find your space and just keep writing. Um, with self-publishing, I self-published through Amazon. Um, the thing is, for self-publishing, you have to know more than just writing. So you write the whole plot and you edit and you edit and you edit. And then afterwards, when you have the whole plot and the whole story, you have to make a book out of it. And so I had to look into the legalities of self-publishing because you sell books, what it is like, what I can do, what I can't do. Everything is on Amazon, and you can check it out for yourself. Self-publishing Amazon, and you will get there on the website. And yeah, outside of writing, you also have to know how to style your cover, soft covers, how to do e-Kindle version, do layouts, change the fonts, see how it looks like. You have to print your own book, buy your own book, and see how it looks like and change. So there are many things you have to do. Very creative process, and just go step by step by step. Because if you start off with 1,000 words and you have 69,000 in front of you, and then you also have to edit, and then you also have to do the title page, just thinking about the end will overwhelm you. I mean, it did for me. If In the beginning, I just wrote because I found the story nice, but roughly at 20,000 words, I kind of stopped. I went home and I just visited my parents. Didn't write a lot, just enjoyed my time with them, and then I forgot about the story. So I kind of like half gave up. But then uh, when I came back to university and I opened up the Word document again and I saw 20,000 words just lying there, I was like thinking, come on, Lars, just you spend so much time just developing this story for what? For nothing. So then I started again, and then the next milestone was 40,000. So then I already was halfway through, and then it was just like inching forwards. And sometimes it might be very painful, and sometimes it might be very inconvenient to write, but you'll get there if you do it. You don't have to write 5,000 words a day. You don't have to write 1,000 words a day. Sometimes 500 words is enough. Just write 1 page or 1.5 pages, and that's it. And just go along with your day. Um, some of you might want to write everything in 2 weeks. I didn't have the time for that, and I also would be too lazy for that because I would rather, spread my work through a longer time frame. Um, and yeah, I would say just just write, just write. So one thing that I want to say in this is, when I was talking with my friends, and I know that there are many of you that are actually interested in writing a book and writing a novel, and some of my friends were asking me, how did you do it? Like what, um, like where did you start? And this is what I was talking about. But also any tips, like what did I learn? And the most important thing is to believe in yourself. Nobody, or maybe one in a million, you'll be a best-selling author. I never had that expectation of me. I just wanted to write, to show my parents that I wrote something, and to be proud of myself. And yeah, just to have something in my hand that I worked for 2 years for. So there was like a project, and yeah, it's um, it's something that it's something that is so precious to you because it's like a baby. You worked from it from the beginning till the end, and yeah, so you have to believe in yourself because nobody's going to write the book for you. And you have to keep talking about it, keep imagining things, keep your mind open for inspiration. I'm really grateful for my friends, by the way, because I talked about the book so much that probably they will be sick of it. And as well as my parents. Um, so yeah, it's just kind of building, just building that belief that you're gonna finish it, and building the story just by uttering words and kind of like making sense of a story. Um, I got a lot of inspiration from my friends, by direct inspiration because they gave me some ideas, and also some indirectly because we did something and we had some fun, and then I kind of integrated it into the story. So you have to kind of be obsessed with that story. Always have it in the back of your mind, because once you forget, then it's like a snap of the fingers, and then it was three months ago that you last wrote something. So you have to be on top of your project. That's why I wanted to write 200 words, because I thought 200 words was doable. I was not going to start off with my first novel writing 500 pages, because I don't have that expectation of me. I think that would be too much. So you have to kind of like see what you're capable of doing, and actually finishing. Um, yeah. Another thing that I want to say is that you have to keep on making mistakes. Um, Before self-publishing this novel, I self-published two collection of poems, like poetry, two collections, and there, like when I look back at it now, I can see so many things that I could make better, that I could improve. But I tried my best then. That was all I could give, and I'm really proud of myself. But you can use that then, or I could use that for the novel. So I knew what it is like to self-publish something. I knew what is expected of me with the title pages and font and layouts and everything. So I learned from I had the privilege to learn from a 30-page collection, right? And then transfer to a 200-page novel. So if you have the chance, um, you can write something smaller and then build yourself up, because then you can make mistakes, and then you can actually move forward. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. I'm never afraid of making mistakes. Some people might show me, oh, you made a mistake here, spelling or whatever, but I don't mind really, because I know that the next book will be better, and then the next one will be better. But I completely like just sacrificed everything for that book, and so I know that I could not have done a better job now. 5 years later, I might look at this book and like, yeah, okay, I mean, it's pretty good, but here and there I might improve some things. But the fact is that right now, where I am at, that's the best novel that I could have written, because there's no other way I could write a better one. I looked at so many different things to improve. Um, I have some friends who read the book and just showed me some spelling mistakes. I edited many times. I read my book 4 times. I'm sick of it now. So I tried everything in my power to maximize the output, and of course, I had to work in a budget. And the fun thing for the self-publishing community is it's for free. You can self-publish anything. You can write something, scribble down right now. I could do something on the post-it note, and have a collection of post-it notes, and publish it, and I don't have to pay anything. So I think that's amazing. And if your dream is to write a book like it was mine, and I will in the future too do more. Look at self-publishing because there is no risk. Just make your mistakes, self-publish, write your book, and move on. Be happy, have something off your bucket list, and yeah, be proud of yourself that you've done something like that. And I really want to recommend it for everybody there. And for me, it was such a big deal. It was such a project, and it's only you. 90% of the things is only you. The rest is just like helping out and maybe talking about it. But you're the one who's gonna sit there and write every word, every comma in there. Um, yeah. And the last thing is, um, I would recommend, and this is what I will do from now on, is I would plan more. In the beginning, I told you about there's kind of two types of authors, one who just go with the flow and another one who just plans. Plan more, because I started to go with the flow and I had to delete 40, 50 pages because they were not relevant to the story. I just went on and, I wasn't, either it was not causal with the story. So like, you have to have a causality kind of. So it's like this happened and then that happened and this has to make sense. So continuity is also another thing. So you cannot say, for example, you set the story in the winter and suddenly it's 30 degrees, Celsius, sunshine, and everybody's in t-shirt. Maybe in some countries, but or for example, it's you say he just woke up and the sun sets, for example. Then you have to explain, did he wake up or did she wake up in the evening, or what happened? So you have to kind of be very thoughtful and very open-minded of um, like what the possibilities are, and you have to know what possibilities you have set for it. So you chose that the scene starts in the morning, so you have to be consistent with it. And then obviously when you change one thing, then everything afterwards also changes. So you have to be concrete and you have to be very in some sense permanent. You have to make your choices. You cannot write everything and about anything. You have to make your choices and you have to see how it then develops. So plan more. So first of all, have the idea, I would say. um, Look something that inspires you, that might not be for everyone. I know a couple people who don't like the idea of garden angels, but for me it was a thing, so I love them. So yeah, it inspired me, and then you can build on that inspiration and that dream, and then you can kind of build it. So okay, what do I want to show? Do I want to show a love story? Do I want to show a horror? Do I want to show whatever it might be? And how do I want to show it? Where is it going to set? Put limits on it, and then already plan out specific scenes, and then you can fill the gaps. With some really good, valuable character plots and side plots as well. So this is how it goes. Obviously, you can do it completely differently, but I would suggest and recommend it to you to do it in such a way. Yeah, I can see that time is running out. Yeah, there was a bit of me waffling about my book. I'm very very grateful that you could join. Yeah, and my book is available on Amazon. It's called A Straggler Among Dancers by Lars Kawczyk. It's me. And yeah, there is a soft cover version for those of you who want to support me, and I would be very grateful for that. But for those who want to have a free version, you can access the soon to come e-Kindle and ebook version. um, and yes, I thank you very much for listening. And yeah, I hope that your book is going to be fantastic, and I hope you enjoy the adventure. Thank you.